Sing Goddess, The Wrath of the Fonz, Smokepit Fairytales, Part 2. Chapter 2, Latvian Viking. A few years passed. Doc married Christy and Eclair married Ginny. I married Penelope and bought a house in Ramona. The drive to work was a pain in the ass, but I didn't mind. Our home was small, but we had a decent amount of property. Doc and Eclair helped me add a few rooms to the house. The studs for the walls in the bedroom were made of trees that were still rooted in the earth, as were the olive trees I used for the bedposts. We had a few pictures on the walls, but most of the additionally constructed rooms were covered in ivy at Penelope's request. I built myself an epic man cave out of the basement. It had green walls, a full bar stocked with every assortment of liquor and wine. I found an old jukebox that played records at a garage sale and fixed her up next to the bar. The biggest pain in the ass was to make what I called the armory. I dug out a space adjacent to the basement and effectively built a 10x10 safe, giant lock and all. All my guns were illegal in the state of California, so I kept them and all my ammunition alongside a few boxes of MREs and water in case of an emergency inside. Penelope made fun of me for it, but I told her I was prepared for when the zombies came. Eventually, the Marines from Motor T were let off the hook for Kelsey's murder. As far as the general public was concerned, the case was still open. I kept waiting to see it depicted on one of those unsolved crime shows. Eclair, Doc, and I went on with our lives and figured we'd be okay as long as we stayed cool. I kissed the right ass to get orders back to division. They made me the NCOIC of the photo section. I abused my power to go to the field and be with the Marines instead of sending the younger generation to go out and get their training. I had made the cardinal mistake of marrying a chick before I dated her through a deployment, but I didn't think it was a big deal. There weren't any current wars, and I was reaching my service limitations. I was ready to get out of the Marine Corps at the beginning of the next year. I did, however, want to get in one last rodeo before I made the transition to the monotony of civilian life. I talked my warrant officer into sending Eclair and me with 2-7 to Latvia for 6 months on the Black Sea rotational force. Before going to Latvia, I hadn't seen much of Doc because he had gotten orders back to 2-7 as the senior line corpsman for weapons company, so it was good to catch up with him. The battalion was held up in a series of old Soviet barracks on a Latvian army base a few miles northwest of a city called Daugavpils. The buildings were gray, stone, and cold. Faded Cyrillic signs were posted on the walls. The only color, besides the green the Marines were wearing, appeared as dark red streaks running down the sides of the buildings. Faded rust from their iron accessories. There were a few local vendors that worked on base providing the sailors, soldiers, and Marines an alternate option to stuffing our faces in the chow hall's cold bland slop. Doc, Eclair, and I sat in a small dirty booth with our grunt buddy Stevens waiting for some Latvian fish. It was February, and we were a little less than a month into our 6-month training evolution.
Dude, I'm so glad they brought back 1911s.
Stevens said, sipping a plastic cup of ice water. Right, I agreed. You ever had to shoot someone with a 9mm?
Yeah, you have to put 3 or 4 rounds into their ass before they fall down. People bitch the 1911s only got 8 rounds, but 145 blows a hole in you big enough to fist fuck.
I wish we had that shit in Iran. Those guys were so hopped up on drugs, they didn't even feel it when they got shot half the time. And you'd have to waste most of your ammo on the same guy.
Eclair said. Doc laughed.
That's because you don't know how to shoot.
Yeah, all that 2 in the chest when that head shit goes out the window when they're fucking running sideways.
And thank God for machine gunners. I rubbed my arms. It's fucking cold here, man. When are we getting happy suits? Steven's face twisted in thought.
I think before that field op next week.
That's going to fucking suck. Cold, wet, and fucking hungry? Fuck it, send me back to Iraq. Why the fuck are we here anyway?
It's the same as what's going on in Australia with their rotational force.
Eclair said as the waitress set our food on the table.
Thanks. We're just here to poke at Russia and say, look assholes, these guys are our friends, and we're here, and haha, you can't come do this in Canada.
Nah, dude. I unwrapped the napkin around my silverware. They tried that in Cuba and it almost started World War III.
No, that's what he's saying. If we put a bunch of troops somewhere close to countries we're not really friends with, then it's okay because no one can do anything about it. Anyone else does it, and we're gonna have to fight you. America's the new empire, bro.
I shook my head. Yeah, but I wish we'd fucking embrace that instead of doing all this half-ass shit. I took a bite of the fish-covered potatoes in front of me. You know, I'm glad this little restaurant thing is here. I'd fucking hate to have to eat at the chow hall.
You're telling me, man.
Stevens shoveled food into his face.
I thought the chow halls on Pendleton were bad, but fuck.
He pointed his fork at me.
But you've got that girlfriend there.
She's not my girlfriend, dude. I imitated shooting him the bird with my ring finger and its golden band with runic inscriptions.
She's cute, though. She looks like an MP. And she's always smiling at you, man. You should go talk to her.
I don't speak Russian. And even if I did, I really have no interest.
Why not?
Dude, Hank's wife is fucking hot.
I nodded my head and showed Stevens the background photo on my phone of Penelope sitting on a rock by the beach in short shorts holding my M14.
Good call. I'd wife that too. The green doesn't bother you?
Nah, she's gonna look like she's 17 for the next 100 years or so I'm always gonna have a hot wife.
I can dig it. Have you ever seen a fucking alien crackhead?
The three of us shook our heads.
They look weird, man. Their skin gets super light green and they're all spotty. They look fucking inhuman.
Well, technically they are.
We finished eating dinner and smoked a cigarette outside the barracks. The sky was that dark gray that never gets black in a snowy winter. There was about 6 inches of white powder and ice on the ground. The fat, fluttery flakes that were falling didn't look like they were going to halt their assault anytime soon. My boots were soaked from the snow. My toes were ice. And I fucking hate snow. I hate snow, I hate ice, I hate the cold. I inhaled my nicotine. The fog from my breath was heavier than the smoke I exhaled.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, sure it's not to you, you fucking Yankee. I shivered.
Don't hate me because you can't handle the cold.
No, but seriously, what kind of fucked up shit is this? Isn't Europe's second Mardiv's responsibility? Why the fuck is a battalion from the Blue Diamond from fucking 29 Palms doing cold weather training in fucking Latvia?
It's supposed to be a UDP type of thing. But yeah, 6th or 8th Marines should be here. And we should be in Okinawa.
I grumbled and flicked my cigarette into the ashtray. I'm gonna go call my wife for a few minutes. You guys wanna watch a movie tonight? They agreed to the entertainment and I kicked through the snow to the payphones. Yeah, fucking payphones. I punched in Penelope's cell number. About half an hour later, I walked back to the barracks. I was excited and a little scared. I wasn't planning on stopping at the smoke pit, but I saw Fonzie burning a cigarette. He had made his way to sergeant and was now a squad leader in Fox Company. Fonzie was one of the few people still left in the battalion from when we were in Iraq. Almost everyone else I knew either died, switched units, or got out. I knew Fowler had gotten a staff sergeant and had a platoon in Gulf Company, but I hadn't seen him yet. Fonzie! I ran up to him and slapped his shoulder.
Hey bro, what's up? You ready to go freeze your balls off next week?
Yeah, whatever, dude. Hey, I'm gonna be a dad.
Ah, congratulations, man.
I know, right? I pulled out a lucky.
You know if it's a boy or a girl?
Nah, dude, my wife just found out like 2 days ago.
You're married of a Varesan, right?
Yeah.
How's that work?
No clue. Hopefully it's not a fucking egg I have to make a nest for and shove up my ass or anything. I lit a cigarette.
Yeah, but...
Fonzie made a circle with the fingers of his left hand and stuck his right index finger through it.
I didn't even know we could breed with them.
I didn't either, but, I wasn't too worried about it. I figured if it happened, it happened. And, well, it happened, so, yeah.
You got names picked out?
No, but we should be home a few months before she pops it out, so, yeah, I got time.
Cool, bro.
Yeah. I snuffed out the cigarette, from which I only took one drag, and went as fast as the ice in my boots would let me back to the barracks. I flung open the door to the open squad bay. Rows of bunk beds lined the gray, crumbling walls. Doc, Eclair, and Stevens were bullshitting about something, but I didn't care to listen. Dudes, Penelope's pregnant!
Is it yours?
I punched Stevens in the ribs. Stevens rubbed his side.
It was a joke, man. Chill out.
Doc and Eclair congratulated me.
What are you going to do now?
I have no idea. I tried to think of just what the hell I was going to do with the rest of my life. I have no fucking idea, but I probably have to re-enlist now.
Yeah, should've worn a rubber, man. Now you're gonna be stuck getting fucked by the big green weenie.
Yeah, I don't really know how that whole thing works. I mean, she's legitimately from a different solar system. I don't think you two should be able to produce offspring.
I guess we'll see what color it is when it comes out.
No, dude. I've heard about humans and Varesans having kids.
Yeah, but I think there's something wrong with the whole situation. I mean, we're not even the same species. It's like a bad sci-fi movie. Things in real life don't just work out because the director wants them to. There's gotta be a reason for things.
Directors don't write movies, dude. They just tell people to parade around in front of the camera like a Nance instead of getting a real job.
Yeah, but even if it's not a real job, all those fuckers are laughing all the way to the bank. Fuck, I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get out of the Marine Corps and go be an actor, pretend to be a Marine, and be a fucking millionaire.
Doc rolled his eyes.
Yeah, just let me know how that works out. But yeah, you guys want to watch this movie?
Eclair got his laptop and placed it on the rack across from Doc's. The four of us squeezed together on Doc's bed, and Eclair opened a file named Thule. For 3 hours, we watched a terrible film, filled with plot holes and shooting mistakes. My mind kept drifting to my wife and what I was going to do with her in the future. As the credits rolled on the screen, Steven said,
That was the stupidest ending to a movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, and why did the people in the first village not know that the castle belonged to the king?
I stood up. My legs were asleep from sitting on a single-sized mattress with 3 men for 3 hours straight. I don't know, man. You'd think they'd notice that kind of shit when they wrote the damn script.
It was a good movie, though.
It was better than staring at the ceiling for 2 hours. Anyone else up for a cigarette?
Yeah, I'll go with you. I dug my hands into my pockets to make sure my smokes were where I left them. Hey, did you notice the island had the same name as that virescent wine? That night, I laid in my rack trying to go to sleep, but not wanting to. I was excited. I was going to be a dad. I thought to myself, how cool is that? Then I thought about how I was going to afford that. I shrugged it off. We couldn't drink while we were in Latvia unless we were granted liberty. It was one of the first times in years I went to bed sober. And the nightmares came back.
Hey everybody, thanks for listening to Chapter 2 of Sin Goddess Threat the Fonz, Smokepit Fairytales Part 2, Latvian Viking. Yeah, I know it's the 3rd chapter, we had that Chapter 0, so, woo. I got shit in my beard, or is it? No, it's just a blonde spot. Okay, we're good. Anyway, I'd like to thank my cast. I got Chuck LaVoki back playing Doc, and Dan Brady playing Eclair. And then I got Travis Weidemann playing the Fonz, who also played Chardons. We got some fun stuff coming up with that. And then we got my buddy Dyllan Dzielski playing Stevens. He's got a good role, too. We're gonna have a lot of fun this book. And this book's gonna be a lot of fun, because, it's one of those things where, like, even looking back on the last one, or on the first one, the production quality, from the beginning to the end, there's a giant noticeable difference between, point A and point B. And it is a little frustrating sometimes because you think about, like, hey, maybe I should just go back and apply everything I learned to the whole thing. But if I did that, like, say, for example, went back and redid the first book, by the time I got done with it, I'd have learned more stuff and just want to do it again, and it'd start this perpetual cycle and you never go anywhere with it, I guess that is what it is, though. Anyway, I'd like to thank my Patreon supporters. Thank you very much for being here. And if you are over on Patreon, you get these chapters as soon as I'm done with them, instead of, having to wait, until, they're scheduled on YouTube or Spotify or wherever the hell you're listening to this. I'd like to also thank everybody who's gotten the War Chest, which are the first 6 books of this series inside of a custom painted ammo can. You can get that over on the site. Links down on the finger. And all that supports the channel, so thank you very much to everybody who's chipped in on that. And if you want to support the channel, there's all kinds of stuff on the site you can go get. Maybe go get you some art for your walls, or some books to read ahead with, or just show your friends. The like button's free. Anyway, on that, if you're still here, comments, what should you comment? Things were cold in this chapter. Do we want to go with King Cold? Do we want to go with Frieza? I've been watching a lot of DBZ recently. Actually, do you know what? If you're still here, comment that you're glad you weren't in the Dahmer party. Dahmer, whatever. Jeffrey Dahmer was one of Santa's reindeer, right? Anyway, here are your bloopers. I'll see you next week. Bye.
What are you going to do now? What are you going to do now? Nobody says that. What are you going to do now? I'm reading it like that. What are you going to do now?
I married Penelope.
America is the inheritor of Rome, brother.
Fonzie made a circle with the fingers of his left hand and stuck his right index finger. He stuck his finger in it.
I'm gonna run it one more time because beef is being beef and I don't know what's picking up on the microphone.
I don't think you should too. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, should be pausing there.
Sorry, it just feels weird saying it the other way, so I threw that one in too.
There's got to be a reason for things. Hint, hint.